Hey guys, welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. In the last episode, we did a little bit of space plane testing and it mixed results. Um, but like I said at the end of the last episode, we're going to focus mainly on rockets and space travel for the foreseeable future. So what that means is we went ahead and picked up a couple contracts to orbit the moon and perform visual surveys of the moon. But what I'm going to do is, I noticed right here, it says if I upgrade this, I can do flight planning. And I don't know if that means maneuver nodes and things like that. So we're going to go ahead and pick that up. That's going to leave us with a little bit more than 100,000 credits or funds or whatever it's called. So hopefully that was a good idea. Plus we could pick up 7 contracts now. So I think that's a good idea. So we're going to go ahead and load up this craft that I designed off camera. I'm calling it the Mo-1, the Moon Orbiter 1, I think is what we're going to go with for now. So we just got this the swivel engine and the reliant on the outside, and they're fed into the center stack. So these are going to fall away, and we're going to have this, and hopefully this stage is going to be able to get into orbit. We're going to go for a polar orbit of the moon, so we can get that contract done. The visual surveys of the moon surface, and we got a few different goo pods this time, and we have some thermometers and a bigger battery, so we have plenty of electrical charge. So here we have 250, and we have about 6k delta V total in this ship, so hopefully we'll be able to do it without any issues. And luckily we have struts, so I was able to put a little bit more fuel, so we should be all right. So let's go ahead and get this mission on the road. So we have those 2 contracts to get into orbit, which hopefully is going to be a polar orbit. Let's go ahead and set as our target the moon. So yeah, we need to get into polar orbit, and then we need to perform the visual surveys. So, all right, let's go. 3, 2, 1, go. Speed up a little bit, and we'll throttle back a little bit. I went ahead and oriented the craft so we'll be able to tip easier with the outer stages on the side. Hopefully that's all right. We are tilting a little bit. I don't know if that's because we're uneven or what that's about. I'm definitely having to correct that. Trying to stay on the 90 line as much as possible. This thing is not very stable, which is kind of surprising, honestly. Figured to be a little bit more stable than what it is right now. Yeah, I'm fighting it big time. Oh, maybe I just don't know how to design ships anymore. It could definitely be a possibility. Alright, here we come with the separation of the first stage. And we'll go ahead and max throttle. Since we're not landing, I don't think we need too much delta V, but I do have a fair bit of fuel on this top stage with a Terrier engine, so that shouldn't be too bad. And we are pushing our Apple apps out pretty far, so I'm gonna go ahead and adjust a little bit more. Yeah, we got plenty of fuel. This should be a no problem mission. Yeah, I want to keep turning as long as my the time to Apo is increasing. I'm hoping that's the right way to do it. I'm gonna go ahead and just go full 90 right now. Go ahead and set up the Terrier to burn on the next stage when we separate. So far so good, I think. I hope. We're definitely pushing it up a little high. I'm going to wait till we get a little closer. Where is the moon? Alright, so yeah, we're definitely not going to be able to burn straight towards the moon. We're going to have to do at least one orbit, I believe. So we're going to go ahead and speed up till we got about 45 seconds or so. If I time this right. I didn't time it right, but we're alright. Very eccentric orbit. So we'll go ahead and kill engines and we'll cut that. And we'll boost a little way away. Alright, so we are in orbit. Let's see, the moon is over here, so probably gonna want to put a burn here. Let's go ahead and get this. Alright. So if we do like that, let's see if I can get this. Alright. Trying to make it come in a little bit under or over it. Alright, let's try that again. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just get a... Alright, now we'll fiddle with it. I think that's close enough. Let's go ahead and I'm going to try out. It's going to be evidently a minute and a half burn. I'm going to try out the Kerbal alarm clock. Let's see. Add a warped maneuver node. Let's see if that works. I think it'll stop and give us like a 2-minute window where it'll start slowing us down. I believe. I hope. And the science alert is telling us there's a bunch of science we can do. Probably more biomes and stuff we need to get UVA. And you can see the warp slowing down. Yeah, 3 minutes out. Alright, go ahead and close that window. So a minute and a half, we need to burn about, what, 45 seconds? So we will speed up a little bit. So about 45 seconds out, I think we need to burn. And go ahead and start the burn now. We don't have that much delta V. Hopefully it won't take much to do the burns. Just need to get in a... We might have to send a rescue mission, honestly. I don't think I put enough Delta V on this. But as long as we can get into that polar orbit, I think we'll be fine. Alright, we'll go ahead and see what that does for us. Alright, we're a little far out, but that's fine. Alright, now let's see. Yes, I can add a maneuver here. Alright, that'll pretty much get us in an orbit, and then we can just slow it down, and we only need 382 Delta V. We have almost 1200, so that should be plenty. So let's go ahead and open up the alarm clock, and warp to maneuver. This is the first time I'm playing around with the Kerbal alarm clock, so that's mainly why I'm using it right now, just to get an idea of it. I'm not setting my own lone alarms or anything like that. I'm just using it to warp the maneuver. I think it gives you a little bit more time than actually telling the stock version of the game to warp here or whatever. That's pretty much polar, huh? We'll definitely bring our orbit in, because I think above 6600, above 8100, and below 10,000. So if we get around 9K, we'll be fine. I think that's what we're going to do, is get our polar orbit around 9K. And we're saving all of our science for around the moon, so we can maximize that. It's easy enough to get in the high Kerbal orbit to do all the science, and we'll probably send an actual scientist to do that, to get as much science out of that mission as possible. We'll probably do that off camera, because that's pretty boring, and you've seen that several times getting into the Kerbal orbit. So yeah, I'll probably send an easy mission with a scientist to do that. So can I do this manually myself and then have it pause on its own? Because it was going pretty slow. Yeah, it's slowing down on its own. Okay, good. Why did I lose my target? Hmm. For some reason I'm not able... Oh, because that's the body I'm orbiting. Alright. Now we're not exactly polar, but we're close enough, so we need to time warp about 7-ish seconds out. Alright, so here we go in about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, we're gonna call that good, because that looks a little bit more polar than the other orbit. So what I need to do is face retrograde, and I'm going to warp to periapse. Alright. Then I'm going to bring my apoapsis down a little bit. Need to get about around 9K periapse. Now we don't have much fuel left, so this is going to be tricky. Alright, good enough. Let's see, warp to periapse. And now we're going to bring our apoapse hopefully down to around 9K as well. That's going to be a low orbit. As long as we have a few hundred delta V left, we should be fine. I just realized our periapse is coming down. Alright, so we'll go ahead and bring it down to about 9.5K, and then we'll push this out to about 9.5K. I didn't do that the most efficient way possible, but oh well. You know what? Let's go ahead and point prograde. Fix this. Because that's kind of scaring me, how close that was getting. Alright, go ahead and push that up a little bit. Alright. I'll flip retro. We'll warp a little bit in front of it. I just noticed it tells you time warp complete. Alright. So watching my apoapsis. Let's actually get a little closer to periapsis. Alright. Alright, so this isn't good. Alright, so we should be good, right? Almost in a circular orbit. I don't think we'll hit anything. Turn that off. I don't know why it keeps doing that. We should be fine. We should be high enough. So let's go ahead and do some science. Go ahead and get a crew report. Material studies bay. Mystery goo. Temperature scan. Alright, so let's go ahead and get the EVA report. We got the Midlands. Alright, while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to go ahead and grab the other science. Alright. Grab and board. Alright. So we'll go ahead and close that. Alright, so what we're going to do, I think now, is probably going to be a long time warp of me just sitting here and watching this go until we get into this orbits around, which could probably be a while. Alright guys, so I've done some time acceleration inside the what do you call it, the tracking station, so hopefully we'll be able to get it on this pass by. I've done some orbits getting some science out here, and being this low is pretty brutal, so hopefully we'll be able to actually, which one is this? Alright, so hopefully we'll be able to get these science on these passes, or these contracts done. Alright, got that one done. Got that one done. And hopefully coming up on the last one. Alright. So let's see, the visual survey of the moon is done. We got 115.7k, very nice, and some extra science and money for the actual survey. So let's go ahead and get back to the auto camera, which is kind of weird right now for some reason. Alright, so what we need to do is, let's see, which way is Kerbal? Alright, so the sun is directly behind us. Alright, so we need to burn this direction, I believe. Alright, let's just see what happens. Let's go ahead and go full. We actually might not have enough fuel. And we are out of fuel. Beautiful. Alright. So I screwed that all up. So let's see. Did I bring an antenna? Please tell me I brought an antenna. Let's see. Oh, I did bring an antenna. Okay, so we're going to send back all the science. I mean, those not going to be worth much. And we're going to have to send a mission out to rescue Jeb, I believe. We do have solar panels, so we won't be dead in the water. Just gonna go ahead and transmit all this data, which is a waste, I know. Just go ahead and tell it to transmit it all. I think, yeah, it's gonna say we don't have enough electric charge, but we're gonna keep charging. Let's see. Let's rotate. So at least 2 solar panels are touching. Sorry about that, Jeb. That was me being a complete noob. And forgetting about it. Alright, and get a little bit extra. Alright, so I'm going to do this, guys, and we're going to probably send a rescue mission off camera to get Jeb back, honestly. And I don't know, I might record that. But I think the next thing we're going to do is try to get the science to get some landing gear and just EVAs and things like that. Did I send that? No, let's go ahead and send that. Yeah, try to get the unlocked ability to get some surface samples and things like that. And what I might do between this episode and next episode is actually do all the science around Kerbal in high orbit with the scientists. Go ahead and get a bunch of science that way. But yeah, guys, looks like we had to rescue Jeb. As always, I appreciate you watching, and stay tuned for more. Alright guys, real quick, before I do end the episode, I'm going to go ahead and pick up the heavy rocketry, I believe, and the space exploration. Go ahead and get us some ladders and another science experiment, the barometer, and plus the hitchhiker container. So now we should have a bit of parts. starting at the larger and larger rockets. So that should be good. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at what we have real quick. I've done a few contracts also off camera where we were just sending back information from around the moon and things like that. So for some reason my game is running very slow. It's probably time to go ahead and cut it. But yeah, you can see we have some bigger fuel tanks from previous episodes. Now we have the Skipper and the Poodle, so we can make some fairly good sized rocket ships. And now we have the 3 experiments we can run. Or 4. Okay, nice, we have 4. Alright, anyways guys, as always, appreciate you watching and stay tuned for more.